Well, our topic today is branding and water. It's an interesting topic, and from Rand Water and Oiliphant, a very warm welcome and thanks for joining us today. Now, you've gone to a great deal of trouble to turn Rand Water into a brand. First of all, why the need to do that?
Rand Water is an organization that has been around for more than 100 years. It's the biggest water board in Africa. It supplies bulk water to municipalities and industries like mining. So Rand Water decided not long ago to take a step and really focus its marketing efforts on building the brand in order to achieve increased market presence and also clarity on its offering in the sector.
Why do you need increased market presence given that you've got a captive market in the first place, though?
Well, that's a very tricky one, but you find that there are other competitors that are coming in the market from overseas. So because of that, as a South African brand, we really have to be serious and really make sure that our brand is strong.
All right, so the next phase then is the broad brand thinking. What's the key insight? What's the message that you're trying to deliver in this respect?
Okay.
Given that kind of water is water, isn't it?
Yes, yes. Look, I believe in the inside-out approach, and which is exactly what we followed, because I believe that it has to start internally first before it can go out there. So the key message is our positioning is the adding wisdom to water, which simply means that as a Rand Water employee, when I come to work every day, I add wisdom to water, and as a collective, that's what we do. And because of that, someone out there is able to get water from their tap. So the brand audit was done in order for us to get to that message.
How difficult was it to convince people to buy into that brand message, internally first?
Look, it was not that difficult because there was nothing that really unites us together as Rand Water employees. So it was something different, something new and fresh for them. So they were very excited.
And phase two is then going to be the external approach.
The external approach.
What sort of progress have you made in that respect?
Look, in terms of the external approach, really, as our payoff line says, finding new ways. That's what we do. Internally, we add wisdom to water. And because of that, we always find new ways to make sure that we satisfy our customers.
You're a public sector brand. I think it's fair to say that. How much more difficult is it to adapt and to marketing strategy around a public sector brand? Is the thinking any different?
Slightly different. But the challenge is not really externally. The challenge is more internal. You find that in most cases there's a lack of understanding of the role of marketing and what really marketing stands for and the value that marketing can add to the organization. And it's important as a marketeer in that environment to have relationships to build relationships and to maintain them really. But once you get it right, it can be very rewarding because it simply means that you are making a difference out there, because public sector is all about service. It's all about serving others.
It's a very valid point that you make. I would imagine that there are many skilled and talented people within Rand Water, but to convince a water scientist, for instance, who's focused on one specific aspect, to say that marketing is important, that brand intrinsics are important, often it's a difficult sell, and you're suggesting that you've got that right internally.
Well, not yet.
Yeah.
It takes time, because now you're shifting the way people think. And also this is what they used to, this is what they know. Now you're coming up with something new. They understand it, but whether they buy into it is another thing. That we believe that as time goes on, so far it looks positive, but it's too soon to tell.
Right. So adding wisdom to water, looking at the broad importance of water to the external market. Ultimately, what is your marketing strategy trying to achieve? In other words, Anna, do you have an end goal in this respect?
Yes. Our end goal is that we are able to influence the public out there. We are able to have some sort of a relationship with the public that they know what we say is exactly that's how it is, because that's very important. The public has to trust you. Because remember, with the public sector, it's not about one particular target market. It's about South Africa in general, for example. You service all those people, and water is something that it affects all of us. If there's shortage of water, it's for all of us, So how do you ensure that at the end of the day people understand what you do and what you're trying to achieve by educating them? Educating, yes, you can, but you want them to take action.
Sometimes I think we do take things for granted, in spite of the fact that there are water shortages, in spite of the fact that not everyone has access to clean water. For many South Africans, we can still switch on a tap and we can drink it. which is unlike many other countries.
Yes, we're very fortunate in that regard, and that is something that South Africans need to know, especially Gauteng people, because rainwater, our area of supply is within Gauteng and other surrounding areas. So yes, our water is clean based on the research that has been done.
And are you also dipping a toe into the social media water, if I can mix my metaphors? What's the plan around that?
Okay, we're planning to use social media in the future. Reason being, I believe that social media has the power to influence behavior change. And once you get it right, because you want people, a community that believes in what you do, you know, because as human beings, we are able to influence each other, and social media is very good at that. It has the power to do so. So it is something that we're looking, you know, at doing, making use of in the future.
Anna Oiliphant from Rand Water, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you so much.